And you're backing Liz Truss on that, as we know. What has she said to you? I mean, bits and bobs obviously coming out in these debates and the hustings and everything else. But what has she said to you that assures you that she is the right person to tackle what actually is a huge issue for millions of people?
So it's interesting. Liz has, in recent days, said that the Bank of England mandate needs to be reviewed. And I think that's particularly in light of what we're facing globally in terms of a global economic challenge. And I think it needs to be, Liz and I haven't discussed, she's been out on the road, the economy in any detail over the last few days. But I think what we need on September the 5th is somebody who has fresh, invigorating, stimulating ideas and an approach to the economy. I think that's what Liz is offering. She's not somebody who buys into the Treasury orthodoxy. She's someone who thinks economically outside the box. She understands the value of putting money into people's pockets, and you achieve that. One of the ways to achieve that is with those groups of people who work hard and are taxed hard, that the best way to stimulate the economy is to put money back into their pockets. She understands that raising corporation tax to 25% is not the way you encourage investment or innovation or reward those entrepreneurs who create wealth and create jobs. Liz gets all that, and that's one of the reasons why, for me, she's the person I want to see win on September the 5th.
But what about the inflationary concerns here, which is what Rishi Sunak talks about all the time? Inflation's the big killer here, isn't it? If her policies increase inflation, then we're going to be in a worse position than we are now.
So if Liz kept the borrowing timetable that Rishi keeps to, that would be a problem. But Liz isn't talking about doing that. She's talking about a COVID debt that equates to what we had during the war, a wartime's debt, borrowing over a much longer period of time. You know, COVID was a massive economic impact to the country. It was an economic tremor that hit us, hit the world. And what Liz is saying is that we need a different approach to deal with that. Business as usual, borrowing as usual, isn't going to fix it. We need to look at the debt we've taken on to deal with COVID in the same way that we looked at the debt that we incurred in fighting the Second World War. And that's thinking outside the box. That's looking at a different way of both servicing and managing debt. And that in itself will negate any problems that we have in terms of inflationary increases. And that's what I like about Liz. She's refreshing. She's not selling the same old story that, you know, we've got one of the highest tax rates, one of the highest tax countries, I think it's 70% in the world. Liz isn't talking about business as usual. She's talking about making this country a place that has an invigorating economy and a place where people want to invest and list and stay. And her ideas are exciting, and I think that's the reason why she will be best placed to help people with those economic tremors that will come our way in the future, and help people deal with and address the cost of living crisis. And I know that she's the right person to do that.